While our politicians clog the airwaves looking for votes, it's humbling to keep an eye on events in Egypt, where ordinary people have taken to the streets demanding change. Using websites like Twitter, they're trying to bring down a jaded, inept government, inspired by the shining example of Senator Dan Boyle. In this age of instant communication, the Egyptian people have finally realised, if Paul Gaugerty can bring down a government, how hard can it be? But the most inspiring thing about Egypt is seeing ordinary people take to the streets declaring, our country is in crisis. Our political leaders have failed us. We cannot sit back and do nothing. We must stand up and fight for democracy. Now. If only they had a courageous and visionary leader like Fintan O'Toole. Back in Ireland, under the brand new leadership of Micheál Martin, Fianna Fáil are sounding increasingly like a dodgy boyfriend who refuses to accept that it's over. Hey baby, I know things got a bit crazy for a while there and I ran up all those debts. I'm sorry. I fell in with a bad crowd. Bankers, developers. I just wish someone had told me how bad things had got with the banks. But hey, we all partied. I really wish things could have been different for us. I wish we'd had time to build that big sports stadium I know you wanted. But baby, life's not about looking back. It's about going forward. Remember the early days, before we had coalitions, when it was just the two of us? Comely maidens dancing at the crossroads, those nights in the Galway tent, Mary O'Rourke and the way she might look at you. I still have that Charvet shirt you paid for. Hey, I know I pawned all your stuff to the IMF, and I'm sorry about what happened to your car, and your job, and your house. I didn't mean to hurt you, or your sister. But I still think we can make this work. Seriously, baby, I have a plan. A real plan. A real plan for a better future. I know that when you step into that polling booth and close that little curtain, we have a history. It's you and me against the world, baby. We're warriors. Warriors of destiny. Vote Fianna Fáil, because baby, I can change. Labour, by contrast, are trying to play the role of outraged best friend, telling Fianna Fáil, you leave Ireland alone, you've done enough damage already. Labour are good at being angry, especially Joan Burton. In fact, Joan Burton might be the perfect person to lead our negotiations with the IMF. After half an hour with Joan, they will give us whatever we want. To be fair to Joan Burton, women get a hard time in Irish politics, and I'm not trying to disrespect her. I just hope she never gets a job answering phones for the Samaritans. Eamon Gilmore also enjoys a good rant. And with Gilmore, the Labour Party finally has a leader whose name doesn't sound like an Australian sex toy. All right, Sheila, I've got my dick spring and my pet rabbit. We're ready for a night in. Vote Labour. We scream at Fianna Fáil, so you don't have to. Sinn Féin leader Gerry Adams has been criticised for his poor grasp of economics, although Sinn Féin maintains it made all the right calls on the financial crisis. And to be fair, if the Northern Bank rate had targeted Anglo-Irish, we wouldn't be in this mess. If any party in this election are experts at renegotiating with bankers in high-pressure situations, it's Sinn Féin. Vote Sinn Féin. We'll burn the bondholders. We know where they live. Canary Wharf. So finally to Fine Gael, whose party leader Enda Kenny has been accused of running away from debates. In many ways, Enda Kenny is the political equivalent of Enya. He's middle of the road, he drones on, and people are embarrassed to admit they like him. He is in many ways Enya Kenny. When I hear our next Taoiseach speak, in my head he sounds something like this.
I don't want to see forced emigration again. I saw enough of it, and I saw the consequences of it, and I know the social impact that forced emigration has made on our people for far too long.